Hi, I'm Nancy. Welcome to Mindful Yoga. Today we're going to be practicing with Samana Vayu. Samana is the energy of balancing and center, the energy of the navel. Let's take a seat where we can have an upright spine. You could be on a chair or on blocks for this time, or just cross your legs, finding a place where your sits bones can be connected and you can lift up through an upright spine. This energy of the navel is an energy that comes from the periphery into the center. It's an energy that deals with everything that comes in from the environment: food, thoughts, emotions. It's centered right here in the navel, our gut brain, we might call it. This is our deep center. So let your eyes soften now, coming down into that deep center that receives the breath as the diaphragm dips down and we expand out through the side and back ribs. And then letting go down through the soft tissues of the body, hanging on the bones. Inhale, a nice clearing breath, rejuvenating. Exhale, let any stagnant air escape. And continuing to breathe, and keeping your focus right here on the navel, its warmth. Perhaps bringing fingertips and thumb tips together into a mudra. 5 elements coming together, forming something like candles that might come to your navel, might be on your lap. It's optional. Reading from the Radiance Sutras, cast aside the 10,000 things. Engage your lively awareness with one focus, a candle, a breath. Now go inside. Find the center, the soul, the heart. Just breathing quietly here. Right here in the middle of the feeling, attend the blossoming. Attention vast as the sky. One more inhale and exhale. Bring the hands to the sides. Inhale as arms extend up. Palms come together overhead, and then let the palms be downwards, cleaning out any murky, tired energy from head, heart, and bringing hands down to the navel. One more time, inhaling up, collecting, gathering chi, prana, life force from all around you. Refreshing head and heart and deep center. If anything hides under your hips, put that aside now and find a place where you can do some side bends and twists to begin here in a seated position. Plant one hand behind you, one hand reaches up, 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 and over. Keeping a soft, silky spine. Inhale up. Imagine there's a big beach ball underneath your spine as you come over. Exhale. Inhale up. Exhale over. Inhale up. Exhale over. and come back through center. Hands come to the thighs, and we'll open the chest a little bit. Let the sternum rise. Let the chin come forward. So sternum rises, chin comes forward, and then gaze rises. Squeeze shoulder blades together slightly. Imagine you're breathing through the top of the clavicles, the collarbones. And then bring the chin down and breathe in. So once again, raise through the sternum, chin goes forward and then up, easing the back of the neck, breathing through the clavicles. Feeling it between the shoulder blades. And bring the chin down and tuck it back in. Coming back through center, arms come out to the sides. We'll begin a thoracic twist. Eyes sweeping the horizon, little movement in the body except for the swivel through the waist. Inviting some spiraling into the spine. Next time we come back through center, let arms come overhead. And exhale as arms come wide to one side. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. Last time, inhale up and exhale, twist. And come back round through center. Bring one leg out. Both legs can be out or one foot can be up by a thigh. Turn the body, the torso towards the knees, so heart towards the extended leg's knee. Hands come down around the thigh. We're going to be inhaling with an upright spine, and then we're going to be exhaling, coming over just an inch or two into a forward fold. The knee is soft. Inhale up. This time, as you exhale over, draw in through your pelvic floor. Gaze is soft, and bring the air up behind the navel as the navel goes back towards the spine. Inhale up. Exhale over, draw in through pelvic floor. Navel goes towards spine. Inhale up. Exhale over, draw in through navel. That air comes up behind the navel, and navel goes back towards spine. Inhale up, and imagine that air taking its journey. And come back up. And we'll do that on the other side. Heart going towards the knee on this side now. Knee is soft. Inhale up. Exhale forward. Inch or two. Inhale up. Exhale forward at the same time, drawing in through the pelvic floor, up behind the navel, navel coming back towards the spine, stimulating that energy of the navel. Inhale up. Exhale, draw up. Draw back with the navel, that deep center. Inhale up, exhale slightly over, and exhale, draw the navel back. And one last time. And bring it back up. So that's a subtle moving of the energy in our body. Of course, our air isn't really in these places I'm talking about, and yet it is because it's all through our body. But we use our minds to imagine where the air can be. So coming down to a lying position now. Bring the hands onto the navel for a moment and take a breath. Give the knees a hug. Bring the knees out towards the armpits. Feet rise, hands come up. And then open up through the back of a leg as the heels reach up towards the ceiling. Let the feet come straight up above, so heels are going towards the ceiling. Fingers are going up towards the ceiling. Draw in through pelvic floor, strong through the lower abdomen as head and shoulders rise, and fingers come up towards the toes. Drawing in through pelvic floor, strong abdomen, and strong up through the fronts of the solar plexus and up to the heart. Stimulating this digestive fire. Keeping all our focus, this practice, on that center of the navel, balancing and centering. One last time. And bring it down. Arms come out horizontally from the shoulders, knees bent above the hips. Let the knees come over to about 45 degrees. Inhale up. Exhale over, emptying out, pausing for a moment, and inhale up. Bring your focus to the navel. Feel the exhale and the inhale affecting that deep center. At the same time, muscles are engaging there. And the digestive fire is ignited and lit. Now bring the feet down, lift the hips over to the right, bent knees come up and fall over to the other side. One more inhale here, feeling the twist that helps to build this digestive fire. Inhale, knees up, feet come down, move the hips over to the other side, knees come up and go down to the opposite side. Knees should be stacked, one on top of the other. Find a comfortable place here for 2 breaths. Inhale, knees back up, and then rolling over onto your side. We'll come up into a tabletop position. Coming into cat-cow, hands are directly under shoulders and knees under hips. Let your mind's eye come to the navel center. Notice how it is moving as the stomach sinks and then the back arches. That energy rippling through the center as it moves from the water and earth below, through the center, up towards the air and space of the throat and the neck. That subtle movement through the navel, our origin, the place of our life force. Then coming down to a prone position, we're coming into cobra. Hands come underneath the shoulders, elbows are bent along the sides of the body. Using the back muscles, plug in the pelvis, plug in the navel to the earth. So this time not coming up too far, allowing the navel to continue to be in touch with the earth. Shoulder blades resting down the back. Engaging your lively awareness here. Then let the torso come down, arms come along the side. Lift one leg and stretch it down, lift the other leg and stretch it down. The sacrum points down towards the heels. The crown of the head points forward, so we're very long here. Head and shoulders rise, long legs rise slightly, fingers reach back towards the toes. 2 more breaths here, massaging the digestive organs. And bring it down. Bring the hands under the shoulders, tuck the toes, press into the hands, raise the hips, bring the weight down, back, across, above the feet. Paddling the feet a bit, fingers are wide, weight in the balls and the hands of the balls and the heels of the hands. Letting strength come back through arms and shoulders, along the sides, long through the spine, soft through the knees. Coming forward into plank for 3, 2, and 1. Then bring the knees down, bring the right foot forward, and we're coming into a long, low lunge. So my toes are tucked on my left leg with my knee up. You might have blocks here, or you might have just your fingertips. Inhale, and as you exhale, the back knee comes down and we roll over the front heel. Just moving smoothly back and forth, feeling that opening in the back of the right leg and feeling the opening in the front hip flexor of the left leg. Bowing back over the right leg, stop for a moment. Draw back through the navel and the heart, and then bring it back to neutral. Draw back and back to neutral. One more time. And then coming into knee down lunge, front knee right above the ankle, back hip above the knee, pushing down through the shin and the top of the foot in this knee down lunge. Come back to your candle mudra with the fingertips and the thumb tip coming together, coming to the navel center. Then arms come out to the side, holding your candles up. Arms come up towards the sun. Palms come together, making a kind of flame up towards the sun. And then bring it back down. Navel center, opening out into the world, coming up, making a flame with the fingers up towards the sun and down to navel center. One more time, open and up, reaching up to the sun and coming back. And a few twists here. Right hand comes to right thigh, open up to the left. Left hand comes on right thigh, open up to the right. Keeping the balance here, strong through the thighs. Keeping that horizontal relationship through the hips. Mind's eye coming back to the navel, that small intestine area. And one more twist round. Come back through center. Hands come down around the front foot and come back into downward dog. Once again, pressing into the hands, maybe feeling a little more comfortable here this time. Pressing down through the thumb and the little finger, stimulating engagement in the muscles in the front of the chest, the pectoral muscles, and in the shoulder blades, back in the top back chest. Making it a very active, engaged pose. Inhale, exhale completely. Draw navel back into spine at the bottom of the exhale. Once again, inhale, exhale completely, bringing the navel towards the spine, imagining how you're influencing the shape here as the navel goes towards the spine. Let it go, come forward into plank. 3, 2, and 1. Elbows come down, in, knees come down, and come into Sphinx for just a moment, gripping the mat, bringing energy back through the elbows, allowing the navel now to lift up towards a little glint of the light of the sun under you. And then coming down once again, all of your torso down on the mat, arms along the side, palms in, lengthen down through feet and fingertips, lengthen forward through the crown. Inhale as head and shoulders rise, legs rise slightly, length here more than height, fingers reaching back. 2 more in breath and out breaths. And then coming up onto the knees, bring the left foot forward, and we'll come into, first we'll do the long low lunge, that's right. So left foot comes forward, and back foot, the laser beam goes back through that heel. Knee in the back comes down, roll over the front heel, back and forth a few times, opening up through the back of the left leg and the front hip flexor in the right leg. Right knee comes down, roll over as you're bowing over that front leg. Pull back through the navel and through the heart, and then come back to neutral. Pull back, come back to neutral, and one last time, pulling back through the navel, the heart, and coming back. Coming into knee down lunge once again. Bringing some weight down through that shin in the back and the front of the foot. If the toe's tucked in the back, that's fine, if that's what you need. Bring the mudra of the candle of the 5 elements coming together right here to the navel center where everything comes together, and opening out, lifting up to the sun, making a flame as the fingers come together up there, all pointing upwards towards the sun. And second time, opening to the world, warming the world and receiving the warmth of the sun. Right, left hand comes to left thigh. Open up the right hand and towards the right. Soft gaze inside you on the center of the navel and behind and just below the navel. What is happening there as we spiral the spine? Maintaining your balance here, keeping that strong core, which indeed is not only a centering but a balancing energy. And one more time in each direction. And bring it back together. Hands come down around the front foot and up into downward dog for one last time. Stretching back long through the hips and then walking the feet forward and the hands back. We're going to have a slow roll up here. So dangling for a moment as your weight comes into the heels. Heels connect with the earth. And then slowly rising up as the sacrum points down towards the earth, and vertebrae by vertebrae, we stack the backbone up and come into a standing position. Come into mountain for a moment, grounding down through the feet, lifting energy up through the body, and on the exhale, letting the soft tissues drape across the bones. A moment of awareness and attention, very specifically to that soft, warm place behind the navel, and yet as vast as the sky. Bring the hands, palms pointing upward at the bottom of the abdomen, and then bringing them up, palms up to the face, and then interlacing the fingers as you get up to the forehead and pressing up through the hands. You might raise up slightly on your tiptoes, heels rising slightly, and then coming back down, and palms down, sweeping down slowly across the body and back to the abdomen. Inhale as hands sweep up the body from matter, up through air and space to mystery, interlacing the fingers, reaching up, maybe rising up on the tiptoes, and then coming back, palms down, rejuvenating the body, connecting all the parts of the body with that deep core center right in the middle. And bringing the palms down. And let's bring the palms down to rest right at the navel center. Make cactus arms and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Maybe the cactus arms move a little bit backwards as you squeeze those muscles between the shoulder blades and the spine. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going to be male deer. Again, we're going to bring this configuration of fingertips coming together, but this time they're hooves and they're pointing downwards. And they're going to be on one side, then they're going to change into antlers of the deer with little finger and forefinger up, which we're going to come up overhead. One will stay overhead and one goes back behind to point at the heels. So coming to a standing position, let's have the left foot with being our foundation foot with the hip right over that, strong through the side muscles of that hip. So we have to give some attention to balance here. Other foot comes forward, just a step with the toes over towards the corner. Both knees bend a little bit as the weight comes back into the back foot. Hooves come over to the left, fingertips together. Weight comes forward, change your hooves into antlers as they come up over the body. The antler stays up above, and then this other hand comes back around with the antlers coming back towards the heel, which is raised in the back, giving you a nice, lovely twist that a deer takes so easily as it goes about its daily routines. Bring the feet back together and bring the hooves over to the other side, over to the right side. The right foot becomes the foundation foot. Left foot comes forward. Weight is back. Bring the weight forward. Change to antlers. One antler comes up overhead. The other comes back around to point to that heel in the back. If that's hard, that hand can come back to the waist in the back as well. Pause for a moment, then bring the antlers up, around, and over. They become hooves, and the feet come together. Change feet. Hooves go over to the left, weight in the left foot, right foot forward, just light like a deer, anticipating what's going to happen next. Then coming forward onto that front foot, antlers come up overhead, finding something delicious to eat, a safe place to do it, very centered as it gives itself to the food and the green, and bring the foot back. Hooves over on the right side, weight in the right foot, left foot forward. Weight comes forward and come around. Antlers come back around, become hooves, feet come together. Hooves over to the left, weight into the left foot, right foot forward. Antlers come up and over. Antlers return, and then this will be the last time. Weight into the right foot, antlers to the right, weight on the back foot, and then bringing the weight forward, up and over with the antlers, pausing and bringing the antlers back, turning into hooves and coming together. We're going to do one more side bend here. Bring the hands to the hips and we'll practice the leg part first. Now here again, we need a little bit of balance and a strong foundation leg because one foot is going to come behind the other, both knees bend, just like in a curtsy. So this is going to be our movement of the feet. As that happens, the same hand as the foot that's coming behind goes up and over into a slight side bend, inviting the bow in the ribs of that side of the body. And then shifting the weight, finding your foundation leg, your support leg, other foot comes back behind, knees are slightly bent, and opening up the lateral aspect of the body on that other side. Find your support leg, bring the other foot around, and that arm comes up and over. Imagine that beach ball underneath the underside of the body there, keeping a nice, smooth, silky spine. Back through center, establish your support leg, curtsy foot comes around and over. And one more time on each side, support leg established, bring the foot around, open up the side of the body. And this last time, bring your inner focus to the navel once again. Experience this from your deep core. And bring it up. Very good. We'll end our time together with a twist, sitting down. One leg is out in front, and the other foot comes up beside the opposite thigh. It could come over, using your judgment here. Hand or forearm comes around that knee. Other hand comes around behind as a kickstand. Come forward onto your sits bones, reach up through the spine, and then using this front hand as a lever, bring the bottom ribs round. So the hand and the arm, their strength is what's moving those bottom ribs. Then planting the back hand and arm, bring the shoulders round. Inhale up, and if you choose, exhale, and as you exhale, use your muscles through the ribs to come around just a bit farther, and perhaps the neck comes around. Just gently, slowly breathing, bringing your focus to the navel, centered, balanced. Release, and we'll come to this on the other side. Extend out through the heel on the extended foot. Foot might come over and across. Planting your hands, one on your knee or around your thigh and the other one back behind. First come forward on the sits bones, make a nice long upright spine. And then as if this front hand is levering the lower ribs round, then the back hand strong, the back arm in hand as you lever around through the shoulders. Then inhaling up, and if you'd like, engaging the muscles through the ribs and coming around just a bit farther, finding your place in this spiraled spine. Returning the focus, the awareness to the deep center of your navel, this place of origin, this place of deep awareness. Release and bring it around. And we'll end today with a few moments of silence, softening the gaze, engaging the awareness, bringing the focus to the breath, to the warmth of the navel center, perhaps to a candle or a mudra. Going inside and finding the center, the soul, the heart, the origin. Three or four more breaths here. Right here, attend the blossoming. Attention vast as the sky. Namaste. Thanks for practicing. May you be well.